what are some pitfalls that maybe you've come across as you either grew your business that you feel like, you know, you just didn't see, or you didn't expect, something that was like kind of a surprise to you, that ended up either not working out, or even maybe a success where it did work out, but more so like kind of bumps along the road that you didn't expect and were a surprise?
I went first last time, so take it away.
Just spoke. So.
I'll go. Hiring. I thought I could hire myself, and you can't. So for me, it was very much, we struggled with when we were finding the right fit. My business partner and I are like yin and yang. We are so complementary. We are an unbelievable, rare partnership that we just work really, really well together. We are polar opposites. She's teeny and blonde to my tall with brunette, and she is hyper organized. She is very introverted. I am the opposite. And so everything about us is very, very different. And so any person coming to work with us, I feel for them. And so the hiring process for me was the hardest, because one, I thought I could just find somebody who'd be as dedicated as me, who would work as hard as me, who could do as much as I can do, and that just doesn't, it rarely exists. How about that? And so we definitely made some mistakes along the way in the process, and we now have a much better model of who fits. But I think those beginning hires can be really, were for us like really challenging to see who would gel the best, and different roles require different personalities. I don't think I realized all of that when I started. That was a huge pitfall for us.
So do you hire a company to hire people for you?
No, we do it. So we had a consultant who came in and helped us out with like all of our job descriptions, and she wrote them all for us, and she gave us, you know, good interviewing tips and stuff. But we don't do. She helped with screening, but we do all the interviewing, and we're also virtual. So 2 of my employees I've never met in person. Like, it's all Skype. Isn't that crazy?
The opposite.
Yeah. So 2 of them I've never met, and I don't know that I ever will. I mean, at some point we're gonna have a retreat, we said. And so they're virtual. And so that's a whole other level challenge to that, is hiring someone who you've never actually had a personal interaction with. Well, we Skype and do stuff like that, but that's a next level challenge too. So I didn't expect that that would be the challenge that it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Hiring the people is the most difficult thing. Yes. I was told when I went to the management class in ICE, like repeatedly every day, I was like, oh, the people. I was like, okay, let me just experience it by myself. I'll be a better boss because I know, and that's what I do and everything. God, the people. At some point we have to hire, I'm barely exaggerating, 4 people to hopefully keep 1. Seriously. Like, you do have multiple interviews at the same time. Yeah, I became one of those. I mean, I'm not doing the interview myself because I have some team members who do that, but because people just don't show up. They told you the day before, they say, yeah, I'm going to be there, yeah, sure, at 2 o'clock. Why do you bother just saying that? Just tell me you're not coming, or just shoot me an email, say, I'm sorry, I find another job, which, fine, does happen. And then they come for the interview, and then you say, cool, so let's gonna start your training. And then they don't show up. It's like, it's just like nonsense. Nonsense, seriously. I don't understand, and I don't understand if it's a cultural thing, because obviously I grew up in a different country, or if it's a generation thing, or both, I don't know. Or the industry, I mean, because the hospitality, I have a lot of very young people who don't do that as a career, they just want to make a little bit of money, and they are not living upon that. They don't need that to live, because usually they live at their parents, or there is other means. But yes, that's the most difficult.
Yeah. And I'll jump on, Clemence's point, because, in childcare, and as in hospitality, we rely a lot on hourly employees. So by default, you're recruiting from that pool, you're attracting very different candidates than I think, the ladies sitting here. So yeah, so people is challenging. I think one of my pitfalls is when we scaled up, and so the first 2 locations I opened, I was the director or co-director in some instances, open, close, all that stuff. And then when you get to location 3 and 4, it just wasn't feasible. And also had a baby, so she complicated things. She's a great complication. Don't get me wrong. So then I relied on my, at that time, director of East Hanover, very reliable, very capable, great person. She will get things done for you. And I thought she'd be a great regional manager. So when we got 4 locations, she'd be managing the directors each center. And I realized that not everyone has the, when it comes to managing people, it's very different. No matter how they can get it done on paper or meet certain deadlines, but the art of managing people is a lot of nuance, and a lot of different personalities. And in understanding, especially dealing with hourly workers, they're like, why do you make exception for this person versus that person? Managing people is very challenging. And then managing people to empower them to manage more people is really challenging, because then now I'm like 2 levels removed from our lead teachers, so assistant teachers. And I find when you're scaling up, that mid-management is really tough to find. Someone who can think like you, act like you, speak like you, make decisions on your behalf like you, because everyone thinks differently. So yeah, so managing people, and I think finances is really challenging too. Pitfalls, I don't know if there's a pitfall. You know, I'm very uncomfortable with debt, so that's why we opened Lyndhurst with all my savings. And East Hanover is a much bigger location. We didn't have enough to pay the first month rent, so we had to take out a loan. And the financial numbers, getting all the stuff together, that was a big challenge. You had to get all your tax returns filed, everything, you know, in order before you go apply for a loan, because they will turn your house upside down and you know, in search of everything. So you just have to get finances in order, make sure you have every documentation possible and keep every documentation.
Other questions?
Can I just ask one more?
Yeah, go for it.
As you grew, you know, obviously, like, as you start off, there's different marketing techniques and different marketing avenues that you take when you're a newer business. But as you grow and as you were scaling your business up, what were some marketing levers that you thought really helped get your business out there? What were some techniques or some different avenues that you felt were really powerful as you were scaling your business and growing it?
If you don't mind me asking, what is your background
So, yeah, so I'm starting my own company that is creating athletic underwear for women. But at the same time, I'm also invested in a manufacturing company that does like design, production, shipping. So they're in a different phase of their business maturity than mine. So it kind of, that question kind of touches across both for me.
Yeah, I guess my business, I think, is very different than your business. I think.
So for me, it's social media really honestly helped get the word out there, and all my now content I have on social media comes from people that follow me. I used to have to do a photo shoot like every 3 months. Now all that content is just organically generated by my following, which is crazy because it's free pictures, free content, like stuff that I couldn't even imagine. They do it better than me, so I was like, I'm gonna stop doing this because they're doing it better. They're doing it better than I'm doing it. So for me, that was it. And so now I was like, okay. So I was telling her that I'm pivoting my business from only being wholesale to being direct to consumer, and I'm spending a lot of money to do it because I'm like, if we have the following, you build the brand, you build, you know, you get that kind of like, what's the audience. Then that's what I think now is the proper time to see if they'll come and buy direct from me, since I am vertical. So why not? Why have I not been selling online? So, but yeah, the social media for sure. And finding the right partner. And I did dabble and would like hire like a digital marketing firm. Hey, I'm gonna pay you guys $25,000, $30,000, whatever budget, and I just felt it went nowhere. So I actually decided just to partner and bring on a company that I, you know, really believe in, and I've seen what they can do for other companies, and they're investing into equity, and then by doing that, not charging me, which I found is smart, because to compete, especially in our industry, the athleisure, our competitors are spending $4 million easy just to capture that space, and that's just in New York. So it's really is, you know, maybe find like a strategic company to partner with you, because you can't do it yourself. Everything. So you're doing everything. You're manufacturing, right? Designing.
Yeah, with the company.
Right, exactly, yeah. A lot.
I have a follow-up question to that. So in terms of social media, did you choose certain platforms to go after? I mean, you're on Instagram, of course. You're on Facebook too, but like
that's like all the platforms
That's
I
right.
knew. And then they're telling me there's all this other stuff. Like I didn't, you know, I was like, okay, I don't know. Snapchat, I just got on, I don't even understand it. So, that's what I was saying, it's so different from what I know how to do that I was like, let's, the people that know how to do it, do it.